Hello, everyone. My name is Stanley St. Rose, and today we're going to be talking about John F. Kennedy's inaugural address. Now, before I go into summary and analysis of this address, please remember to leave a like, subscribe, and/or comment so that the channel can continue to grow. So, in this inaugural address, John F. Kennedy calls for many things. This inaugural address is, one thing I can say about it. It inspired America. It inspired a new generation. John F. Kennedy calls for many different types of things within this address. One main idea, one main theme is the idea that we need to stand up for our country. This inaugural address. This is where he says, ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country. And that is a popular quote that people quote all of the time. And it's at its core, it's not just about getting opportunities and advantages from America, but how we can make America better by working hard and by seeing how we can improve the country. Um, so that's a very powerful idea from this inaugural address. And a lot of times when people are talking about this inaugural address, they usually quote that, that's not, what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country. So he called, American citizens, he called them to get into public life, political life, and help the country and see how they can assist the country. So it was a call to action to Americans to not be afraid, to do things like negotiate, because there comes a point where a country, it's not just about defense, but you have to figure out a way to push the country forward. And John F. Kennedy here, he believed that the best way to do that was for American citizens to stand up for the country. Within this inaugural address, he also talked about technological advances. He wanted America to focus on advancing technologically, because he talked about progress both in the technical form, and industry, business and things like that, but also in the social form. For us to fix our social problems, our cultural problems, and to put away our differences. He called for unity, for the country to be united. In terms of people, in terms of not having conflicts, to end the conflicts at home so that we can grow together as a country. He called upon, or he stated about how international countries that need help. He wanted to fight for liberty. So whatever country that was fighting for freedom, whatever country that was fighting for liberty, whatever country that needed assistance, John F. Kennedy here said that America would step in to help fight for liberty, fight for freedom, whether domestic or abroad. So this helps states or lift up America is not just a country that's defending itself, but also defending other countries that need assistance. He even says, whether this country is for us or against us, I'm going to go out there. Americans, we're going to go out there. We're going to defend liberty wherever she needs us. And that's a very powerful part of this message. He talked about global peace within this inaugural address, how he wants through diplomacy, because during the height of the Cold War, most disputes were handled through who has the bigger gun. But John F. Kennedy here, he says through diplomacy, through peace, global diplomacy, to figure out solutions to our problems, not just by going through war and making sure killing and death and destruction. Within this inaugural address, he very favors peace both domestically and abroad. Those are some key points that come out from this address. The main key ideas that you get from this address is the call to action to people, to American citizens, to stand up for their country. Not waiting for the country to do something for you, but for you to do something for the country. He called the things that he wants to do abroad in terms of fighting for liberty, in terms of fighting for peace. In terms of diplomacy instead of war. He spoke against things like poverty, and how America we need to move to a better reality where we're fighting things that are hurting us back home domestically. And this address is something that focused on everything from productivity, ingenuity, technology, politics, peace, warfare, poverty, unity, conflicts at home, and it really is centered, at its core, it's centered on Americans, and this new generation of how it was going to benefit the country, and carry it forward. It's not just about what America, how great America is, and how much opportunities it provides for its citizens. But now it comes to the point where within this inauguration, how American citizens can benefit the country, and improve it and make it better, through business, technology, politics, internationally, domestically. Yeah, so this is a very, it inspired a lot of people, and still to this day it inspires a lot of people, to see how they can stand up and make America a better country. So that's the inauguration. Its inspiration is that's within it. It's something that really pushes a lot of people to go back to it and read it, because it really refocuses, it refocuses people on what it means to be an American. It's not just about what America is, to what you can do in America, but what you can do for America. So it's very powerful because of that, and also it reassures other countries about how America is, fighting for liberty and freedom, not just for itself but for all people. So it does put America in a global, like in terms of deeper meaning and analysis here. It puts in America in a place where it's a giant, a military giant, a sort of moral giant that wants liberty and freedom and justice and things like that. And it's not just going to protect itself and its values, and human rights, equality, and things like that. But it also wants to help out other countries that may need assistance in obtaining liberty and justice and equality and things like that. Core American values. So that's the inauguration. That's what John F. Kennedy. Those are some of the key points that he talked about, and those are the reasons why this inauguration address is so famous. So that's all I have to say about it. Please remember to leave a like, subscribe, and or comment, and I'll see you guys in the next video.